In this video, I'm going to talk about creating segments, vectors, lines, and arrays using GeoGebra's input bar. So first I'm going to create 2 points, just using the same commands that I'd used in the previous video. So we'll create a point A at 1, 2, and then a point B at 2, 1. Doesn't matter, we're going to drag these points around, we just need to get them on the screen. Now oftentimes you want to create a segment that starts at one point and ends at another point. So there's a function called segment that does exactly that. So we'll do s sub 1 equals segment, which is a function, tells us we can give it 2 points. So we'll do segment that starts at A and ends at B. So now we've got this segment that's always between A and B, even as we drag A and B around. So creating a segment between these 2 points was as easy as that. Now I'm going to hide this segment by going over here in the algebra view and clicking this little circle on the left-hand side. So that'll hide it from the graphics view, and we'll continue using these 2 points. So now segments are useful, but sometimes you want to have an arrow or a vector instead of a segment. So we'll do v sub 1 equals vector. And we have 2 options here. You can either give it a point, and it'll create a vector starting at the origin and ending at that point. So if I just gave it the point A, we notice that GeoGebra gives us a preview, and it starts at the origin and it ends up at the point A. If you feed it a second input, it's going to start, the vector is going to start at the point A and end at the point B. So pretty straightforward. I'll hit enter. And if we click on that, I like to style my vectors, which is really nice. It's pretty useful. So we could change the color, we could thicken it up a little bit, and then maybe hide the name. So now we've got a pretty looking arrow on our screen, or a vector that starts at one point and ends at another. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hide that vector. We'll move on and talk about the line command. So I'll do L sub 1 equals, there's a function called line. And as you could probably guess, it's going to create a line. And we have some options here, but I'm just going to do the simplest one where we create a line that passes through 2 points. So line, if we want it to pass through A and B, we just feed it inputs of A and B. So if I hit enter, now we've got a line that extends infinitely in both directions, and it's defined in terms of A and B. All right, cool. So I'm going to hide that one. And our last example here is we'll do r sub 1 and we'll create a ray. So there's a function called ray. And again, the tooltip's pretty descriptive. We give it a starting point and then a second point. You might guess that the starting point is where the ray starts, and the second point that you give it is the other point that ray passes through. So we'll hit enter and we see that now we've got a ray that starts at A and ends at B. So the segment, vector, line, and ray commands are all very, very easy to use. They're pretty straightforward.